Hello Penguin, I'm the Bearded Penguin, and welcome to Kerbal Space Program Space Race. Now this is a little side series I'm doing with Tape, just to kind of tide you over while you're waiting for Kollaborative Warfare. This will come out a lot more often because, as you know, Tape and I can actually get our turns out on time, although he is currently at home for Easter, so his turn might take, well, it'll take a week after this comes out, roughly. But after that, this should be coming out pretty often. Now you might be wondering, what the hell is this? So essentially we're doing rival career modes. Now it's a little weird. We're not in the same save file. We're going to be in separate save files because we need to have separate science, separate funds, etc. But I do a month, and then Tape has to fast forward a month, and then Tape does his turn, and he splices the craft that I've launched go into his save, right? So my craft will be in his save. So it'll be essentially like we're in rival space programs. We're not both launching from the KSC either. We've got Kerbinside, which means that he'll be launching from the KSC2 and that runway. I'll have the KSC. He'll also have Green Coast, which is a runway right next to KSC2, and I'll have KSC Island for obvious reasons. And, you know, we'll be buying, you know, because in career mode you can buy and close different launch sites, and that give you access to different biomes, different places to launch from, and all that cool stuff. I'll go through the mod list quickly. We've got Interstellar, Infernal Robotics, Kerbinside, obviously, TAC Life Support, B9, Kerbal Attachment System, and Kerbal Alarm Clock. We were going to have KW Rocketry, but it hasn't been updated yet, and it doesn't work with 1.0.5, sadly. There are a few little rules. So each turn lasts a month, and you can only take that month. So say you're doing a mission to Juna, it would have to span quite a few turns. The way we're doing things launch-wise is you can launch 3 craft for the launch pad. You can launch 3 craft, but only if they're for the level 1 launch pad limit. So I might as well jump into the save. So if it's below 30 parts, 18 tons, and it's below the height is 20 meters by 15 meters by 15 meters, then you can launch 3 of those. Or once you upgrade the launch pad, once you've got the level 2 launch pad, if it fits beneath the level 2 requirements, you can launch 2, and if it exceeds that, and you've got a level 3 launch pad, you can only launch 1 of those. And the same thing goes for the runway. So at the moment, I've only got a level 1. That means I can launch 3 craft from it. If I upgraded to level 2, I could still launch 3 small craft, but I'd have the option of launching 2 slightly larger craft. If you get my drift there, that means we're going to launch lots of little craft, lots of little supply missions and stuff, but say we want to launch like a massive mission to the moon, you'd only be able to launch 1 of those. Obviously, you can only launch planes from runways, only launch rockets from your launch pad. Another rule is 1 mission, 1 objective. You can't go resupply a space station, then fly to the moon, and then do a landing, then fly by Juno or something. No science spamming. 1 mission, 1 purpose. So if I launch a resupply mission, it can only do that resupply mission. Obviously, you can complete multiple contracts in one thing. You can have missions if you send a mission to the moon that can refuel, it can fly around the moon. That's fine. But 1 mission, 1 purpose. No flying around the solar system like Scott Manley science spamming. Okay. I think that about covers all the rules. We're not doing any corporate espionage. We haven't got BD armory. We're not going to shoot each other. We've got quick loading because this is quite a casual, laid-back series. And the goal is essentially to complete the tech tree and get all the way to the beautiful warp drive. No, this isn't warp drive. That's antimatter power. Let's zoom out a little more. Where is warp drive? Is this warp drive? Oh yeah, that is the Alcubierre drive. Okay, so yeah, the aim is to get to the warp drive and go Interstellar. So there you go. So you have to complete the tech tree, which means you're going to have to balance your funds, going to have to balance your science, and yeah, I'm obviously Penguin Enterprises. I'm not entirely sure what Tape's decided to call his company yet. I've got my own little flag. But let's jump straight in, shall we? Let's get ourselves some contracts. So, gather scientific data from Kerbin. Yeah, we'll do that. Launch first vessel. Escape the atmosphere. We can't quite get that yet. And I don't think we'll be able to escape the atmosphere in our starting craft. Tape has got Jebediah and Bob. And I get Valentina and Bill, which does mean that I guess I sort of start at a disadvantage. I don't have a scientist, but he doesn't have an engineer. So yeah, no, Bill, you don't get to fly this. Val gets to fly this. Okay, you can just see our flag there. It's got a space shuttle on it, just because space shuttles look cool. Penguin Enterprises for a better tomorrow. Yeah, we're not at all shady companies. You know, we're very, very just bog standard companies. So yeah, you know the drill. Starting off in a career mode, just a very simple little craft. And oh, we start off with Mr. Goo now. Apparently, I didn't realise that. Okay. And they're also smaller than they were before, which is always nice, because I haven't played 1.0.5. I've been stuck in 1.0.4. I didn't realise that you actually start with the Mystery Goo now. That is quite nice. Oh, what should we name this? Penguin Enterprises. Ooh, we'll just call it... oh, I'm so bad with names, aren't I? I am so unbelievably bad with names. Explorer 1. There we go. Explorer 1. We'll iterate on our craft. That'll be fun. And as you see, we've got all of these beautiful little places. KSP 2, that's Tapes. Although I could pay him. I can actually pay Tape with science and funds to launch at his sites. And say, for example, I've got a space station in orbit that needs resupplying, but I've run out of launches. I could give Tape like 100,000 funds to go resupply my space station for me. So, you know, there is going to be cooperation. But we are obviously trying to complete our own agendas, complete our own contracts, but we may work together at times, like we may do docking together in space, and that sounded really wrong. Oh god, no. But yeah, so we get KSC Launchpad, but Tape gets the KSC too. Okay, which is a smaller runway, but it does have its bonuses as well. Okay, and I'm just going to set this as our default. And let's launch! Enough talking. I think this series is actually going to be really awesome. It's just quite chill, you know, and no more warfare. We are actually, you know, exploring and just rival space agencies. I think it's quite a neat idea, actually. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with making Kerbal space programs sort of multiplayer. Oh, that's good coffee. I don't know. I just like making Kerbal space program multiplayer. It's just kind of fun. So we haven't got any transmitters on this, have we? So we might as well do this now. There we go. Keep data. We've only got 2 contracts, which is to get scientific data from Kerbin, so that's fine. We'll get a crew report. Yeah, we'll get it on the ground. We might as well. There we go. Is there much point launching this? No, there isn't really much point launch. We might as well just launch it and recover it, and get this science. Actually, now I think about it. Val. There we go. He gives us an EVA report. Flying over Kerbin shores. Get back in. And there we go. Recover that. And that isn't even a flight. We haven't actually launched the flight yet. So, see, we can do 3 launches, but if we just recover it like that, I'm saying that it doesn't count as a launch if you don't actually fire it. So we'll relaunch Explorer 1 there. So yeah, that doesn't count as a flight. That just counts as getting stuff. Okay, because we haven't actually launched the rocket. We get 3 launches. I'll get 3 rocket launches and 3 plane launches this turn. So obviously I'm going to try and get enough science to actually unlock the planes. So I guess there we go. I mean, that's just a given. You have to get the science from the launch pad, don't you? Okay, and oh, we don't want to launch our parachute at the same time. Rookie mistakes here. And there we go. Get crew report. Lovely. And goo. See if we can tilt this way a little bit. See if we can get over another biome. That's always fun, getting over another biome, isn't it? Come on, Val. Try and tilt the ship this way. As you see, the TAC Life Support is another factor. We're going to have to think about that. There we go. Lifting body effect. See if we can get us over the ocean. Oh, yeah. I should probably get Science Alert, actually, because it is so useful. While flying at Kerbin? No, because we just got that, didn't we? Review data. Yeah. Yeah, keep that data. Okay. And see if we can just get over this way. So obviously now this counts as a flight because I've launched it, and I'm going to try and get enough science to actually research plane parts, because if we can launch 3 planes but we don't actually have the parts to create a plane, that's going to be a little bit lame, and that kind of rhymed. So I'd have to construct some kind of rocket monstrosity plane. But this means, you know, SSTOs and everything are going to be vitally useful in this series, and it's essentially just, you know, who can build the best kind of craft, I guess. I should probably deploy that parachute by now. Observe the Mystery Goo. Any new science? No, still flying at Kerbin. Come on. I don't want that parachute to... Come on, let's tilt the craft back round. That parachute's going to, like, rip off. I don't like the speed we're going. We're going to get some serious G-forces when it opens. Oh, I'm still used to old KSP where they open just immediately. They don't open slowly like that. Observe Mystery Goo. I'm still flying at Kerbin. Can we get an EVA report? Oh no, we can't EVA yet, can we? No, we need an upgrade. Okay, so we can only EVA when we're on the surface. Yeah, I know. New save files. Okay, we'll land in the water and we'll get an EVA report from the water, shall we? Just go slowly to the ground. And here we go! Beautiful. Observe the goo. Goo escapes into the water! Oh no! Okay, we'll try and get one flying. EVA report. Flying over Kerbin's water. There we go. We'll store that experiment. And then we'll board it, because I want to tilt it to the side so we can actually get back in again. And then now we're actually in the water. Get an EVA report. And then we get back in. And there we go, we stored that. And recover vessel. Awesome. So, one flight, and we've already got quite a lot of science. So, yeah, because I played career mode before. I know how to farm science. There we are. So that's one flight. We've got 48 science. And we got most of our funds back. So that's cool. We need some more contracts, don't we? Oh, hello. We've got a lot of contracts now. Okay, we'll see what parts we can get. Then we'll see what contracts we can do with those parts. So, I think there's... No, where are the plane parts? There are the plane parts. Okay, aviation. Okie dokie. The art and science of keeping heavier than air objects aloft for extended periods of time. Right, we definitely need that. But which one of these are we going for first? Okay, more science. Can we get both of them? We can get both of them, can't we? Yeah. We don't really need to choose. That's cool. Reliant liquid fuel engine. Hammer, solid rocket booster. Okay, cool. We want to get this, and then we want to get aviation, I think. Can we get aviation just about now? No, we need to do another mission. But I think we should be able to get aviation, which means we can launch some planes and do some little missions, which I think would be good. So we've got stability, we got all this stuff, and we got our science junior. And we've got some bigger rockets as well, which is always nice. Right, we can probably escape the atmosphere. Yeah, we can escape the atmosphere now, definitely. Not sure about orbiting. Maybe that'll be our third rocket launch. Test this in... Okay, so we have to be between those altitudes at a certain... No, I hate those ones. Mark 1 command pod into a suborbital trajectory. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can definitely do that. What's this one? No. This one has to be in a specific area. What's this one? Okay, that's more of a plain one. Okay, we'll do this one. Can we have it? No, we can't have any more contracts, can we? No. Active contract, escape the atmosphere and haul this into suborbital trajectory. Okay, there we go. So this is basically Mercury mission sort of thing. Let's build a new spacecraft. Let's build Explorer 2, shall we? Ready to go to space, Valentina? Well, you better be, because you're going anyway. Woo! Okay, so what contracts have we got? Escape the atmosphere and go on a suborbital trajectory. We can do that. We'll probably tilt over a little bit, but saying that, we haven't got any fins on this, so we're going to go straight upwards, and once we get out of the atmosphere, we'll burn that way, because you don't want to come straight back down, because you'll burn up and you won't be able to slow down in time, especially because this is quite a heavy capsule with all the science equipment and stuff on it. So we probably want to play things safe a little bit. So we'll save a bit of fuel. Don't tilt over. Whoa, okay. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Whoa. Okay. New aerodynamics. Well, not new anymore. Just the KSP aerodynamics. You can tilt over very easily. And we don't like tilting over, do we? No. No, you must say. No, Beardy, we don't like tilting over. There we go. We just push that just out of the atmosphere. There we go. That's as far we need to go. And then we'll use the rest of the fuel to go that way, because we need to make sure we've got as much atmosphere as possible in order to slow down in time. Because if you come straight back down, you will definitely die. Crew report, transmit that. And mystery goo from higher altitude over Kerbal, upper atmosphere. There we go, we'll keep that. And we'll save the rest of them. One for... Actually, there's no much point saving one for the ocean, because we've already done the ocean, haven't we? So we'll take another one. And let's go into space! Space! Now, I think Tape's actually got an advantage over me in this series, considering I haven't really played proper career mode since 1.0. And he's actually had a little side series called Road to Exploration. So he's absolutely pumped for career mode, but I'm very much not. So, I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's quite relaxed competition. We're definitely... It's not Collaborative Warfare in career mode, okay? I probably can't stress that enough. We're not going to be blowing each other out of the sky or anything. There might be a little bit of corporate espionage, but it's more going to be just, say, Tape desperately needs some supplies on his space station. I'll just charge him an exorbitant amount of money to do it. But then, obviously, if I do that, then he's never going to help me out in future, so I probably won't. But then I might. So you've got to balance. Do I want Tape to cooperate with me in the future, or do I want to bankrupt him, or does he want to just let his Kerbals die? You know, you're going to have to balance things like that. So, and obviously, if his things die, he loses. If his Kerbals die, he loses reputation, which I guess would be good for me. But then also, I'm then a terrible person, and you guys are going to absolutely slander me in the comments. So you got to balance these things, I guess. So I probably will be all for cooperation with Tape, as long as it does benefit me. So I will charge him. Obviously, I'll charge him for the craft I need, and I'll probably charge him quite a lot of money to resupply his stations and stuff. Unless we get into some kind of arrangement, like he designed a really efficient launch stage, I might pay him for that craft, or I might design it myself. You know. And yeah, it should be interesting. He has to land his craft within 20 kilometers of KSC 2 to get the recovery bonus. And I don't think that's fair, actually, because KSC's got unlimited, so I think I'll scale that up. Yeah, I will scale that up, actually. So, yeah, I'll make his KSC2 range unlimited. Obviously, the recovery, the amount of money you get back, does decrease with range. But, you know, if he lands it near KSC2, then he gets much bigger range. I'll have it off for me, so I don't get recovery stuff from KSC2. He doesn't recover my stuff. But I have it so Tape, he can recover his stuff at KSC2, and he'll have unlimited range. But KSC won't have recovery in his. So, you know, just so it's... so we've got slightly different saves. And then, you know, this is the only way to make it work, have two separate saves. So our funds are separate, our science is separate, and each turn only lasts a month. So even if you don't use the whole month, at the end of this, I will fast forward a month, and then Tape will start his turn then, and splice my craft in. But I probably won't have any craft out anyway, because, well, we don't have anything in orbit. We might get something to orbit, but, well, I'm not going to leave anything in orbit with the amount of... We've only got, like, 1 day's worth of supplies, so that's probably not a great idea, to be honest. So, yeah, we won't have any craft to splice in on this first turn. It's just our first step. So I'm going to try and rock this side to side to produce as much drag as possible. Not entirely sure if that is a good idea or not, but, yeah, we don't really want to be going face first. I don't know if I think there is a way to avoid that. If you put fins on it, like backwards fins, then it does tend to, yeah, but then you have difficulties when you're taking off, I guess, so, I don't know, I guess you just have to balance these things. Now, we have to watch this parachute really carefully. The moment it's safe to deploy, we deploy. The moment it's safe to deploy, come on, we have to slow down quite a lot. Oh god, but we're going to cut this fine. It's safe, it's safe, there we go, deploy parachute. And cutting things fine. Oh, whoa, way too close. Okay, yeah, we definitely needed that extra kick, you know, kicking us this far away, and we have lost sight of the KSC, but that was necessary because you need, obviously, if you come down at an angle, you have more atmosphere to slow down in, and this is quite a heavy craft. So if we came straight back down into the atmosphere, we would not have been able to slow down in time. So, yeah, as I said, you know, although I haven't done a serious career mode, actually I haven't done a serious career mode since you only had science to deal with, you know, back when there weren't any funds or contracts. But, you know, since I haven't done a serious career mode, but I do know my stuff still. Mystery. We probably should have done another high altitude or something, but it doesn't really matter. We take another crew report from here. Apparently we didn't do a crew report from here before. Okay, that's a bit weird. And Valentine, are you ready? Yeah, recover vessel. There we go. It should have got us bucket loads of science, and hopefully we can build an even bigger rocket. Okie dokie. So we've got loads of science from going to space. So what shall we get? We get all of the TAC Life Support stuff if we get survivability, which is quite nice. We could leave them in space, but, you know, with how small our rockets are at the moment, I don't think we're going to have anything in space, so Tape probably won't have anything to splice into his save file. We do get heat shields, though, which could be vital for returning from orbit. Although you don't need them from when you're returning from very low orbit, so that should be fine. But extra parachutes and stuff, it's always nice. We do need aviation, so I'm just going to get that now, just because I know we're going to need it. And then we can just get general rocketry and survivability. Yeah, you need survivability. Then we have the option to... No, we don't have any of these. Can we get any of these? No. There we go. So, yeah. Okay. Let's go into space one more time. We'll just do another contract, and then we've got some plane missions to do. We can launch 3 tiny little planes. If we can even build a plane. I don't know. We'll see. We might just test some stuff. Orbit Kerbin! Should we orbit Kerbin? Ooh, could we do it? Can we do it? I don't know. I don't know if we can orbit Kerbin. Maybe we'll leave that. Maybe we will leave that. Oh, I don't know. Sounds risky, very risky. Sounds like a lot of fun. We can orbit Kerbin. Yeah, we can orbit Kerbin, definitely. No, not doing that. Test that. Between those altitudes? Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can test that. Mark 1 cockpit in flight over Kerbin. We'll do that another time. I think that's it. Yeah, we can't get any more contracts. Okay. So, we need to orbit Kerbin and test the parachute on the way back down. That's cool. Time to make Explorer 3. Now, I'm not sure whether this can even get into orbit, but there's only really one way to find out. The level 1 launchpad thing really does limit you. We're using 17.9 out of 18 tons of rocket here, which is why we're using liquid fuel engines, because even though they're more expensive, they're far more efficient than their solid rocket counterparts, and every ton counts here. We seriously do need to be very careful. And we need to do this pretty efficiently. I've started a little bit of a gravity turn, just a tiny bit, but we only have 3 little fins to keep us on course, so we do need to make sure we stay on course. And this thing doesn't have any thrust vectoring because I needed a more powerful engine. This one does, however, so we just need to keep it roughly on course until we activate this engine, and then we should be okay. But I couldn't afford any fins that actually moved or anything, so these fins are just to keep us roughly pointing upwards. We got rid of the Science Junior as well, because it's just added weight, and we've already got the Science Junior thing from space. We still need to get it from high altitude, but we can do that with a plane. And it's not vital that we do it right now. We just need to get into orbit and just achieve that milestone. Because I think getting into orbit on our first turn really will be a massive milestone. We are launching into an inclined orbit inadvertently because this thing is tilting over because we don't have any control over it whatsoever, really. Oh dear. We also have these backwards separatrons on the front, and that's because we need to be at quite a slow speed when we're testing these radial parachutes, and we also need to be at quite a high altitude, so the only real way to slow down is to basically give ourselves a massive jolt. We are really going into an inclined orbit here. We're going north, which isn't great. I'll try and spin it round, but yeah, it's really hard to control this. There we go. Okay, not the most efficient of launches, but it looks like we're going into an inclined orbit now, and there's not much we can do about it, so yeah, we're not going to waste fuel on trying to correct that. We're just going to go into a really inclined orbit. Not much we can do about it. And okay, what's our apoapsis? Okay, 40. There we go. So we didn't intend to do this, but well, it looks like we're doing it now. Okay, and there we are. This is going to be a really weird orbit, isn't it? Not the most efficient thing I've ever done, but well, necessary because we had a really weird gravity turn with this thing. Okay, let's get this up to 70 kilometers, and then we'll push ourselves into orbit, hopefully. And 70. There we go. It's going to go down a little bit though, so we'll push up to 71. Okay, I have no idea whether this can get into orbit or not. But I'm hopeful. I am hopeful that it can. We are doing this by the skin of our teeth, though. Definitely. Looking at the amount of fuel we have left. Maybe it wasn't a great idea to bring these along. I don't know. I think we do need them, though. Just in case we don't get into orbit, we do need to finish this contract to get a little bit of money back. Because otherwise, I don't really get any science from this. It's just about the milestone of getting into orbit, which is quite difficult with a level 1 launch pad, and I don't think we have the money to upgrade it. So yeah, here we go. We are in space. I did not intend to go into this sort of orbit, but I guess, you know, it's funny how things turn out. Here we are. Going to burn as close to the equator, well, horizon line as possible. We may have to use these solid rocket boosters to actually kick ourselves back into the atmosphere, because we are cutting this seriously fine, and we're in space. Woo! Okay, so we did that by the skin of our teeth. But there we go. Contract complete. We're orbiting Kerbin. We didn't tell the recovery team that you'd be staying in space. They're still looking. Great job. And there we go. We've broken a land distance record of 100 kilometers and entered orbit. Loads of money. Massive milestone by the skin of our teeth. And we entered a really weird orbit because we literally we couldn't put another fin on. That's how close we were to that weight limit. And also we exceeded the part limit as well. But I think these things are actually going to be useful. So I think it was worth the extra weight to have these. And there we go, we're in orbit. We can't EVA or anything. I don't think we can do a crew report. Nah, no science from that. What about the goo? Get any goo? Any cool stuff from the... Yeah, I can get 2.3 science. And then we'll get a goo from whatever biome we land in. We haven't got a huge amount of stuff. We want to land back near-ish to the KSC because we kind of would like to be recovered. Yeah, because the KSC has got a limited recovery thing, which is part of the whole base thingy, my bobby. So I think we'll do a couple of orbits. How much food and water have we got? Okay, we got a bit. I don't know, maybe we'll just land this side of the continent. I think that's a good idea. I mean, yeah, the orbit is quite fast, so I think orbiting, yeah, we'll land that side of the continent. That's fine. Okay, right, now we wanted to send back into the atmosphere. I think we do have enough fuel. Yeah, we wanted to send back into the atmosphere not too steeply, but we do also want to land somewhere around here. So we want to have a nice shallow descent. There we go, something like that. Which means we're going to land probably somewhere in the ocean. But that is quite that's shallow enough, especially from low Kerbin orbit. So I think that'll be fine. That's all the fuel we need. Yeah, should we save that? No, it's only a tiny little bit of fuel. That's not going to be very helpful, is it? We might as well just undock from it. There we go. We'll go in this way, and then... Actually, no, I think we'll go in face first and just slow down as much as we can using these things first. Because obviously, we do need to still complete this contract, which is testing these parachutes at a pretty slow speed for the altitude, actually. So... I don't know. I don't know if they're expecting you to be using a plane, but that is... I was saying that's not that particularly high altitude for a plane, actually. It probably is a contract meant for a plane, now I think about it. So we might have to do it in a plane, saying that. Basic jet engines. Can they get up to that altitude? They can get up to that altitude. I think so. Oh, whatever. We're going to try and do it in this rocket anyway. Because that's how we roll. Let's have a look. Where is KSC-2? We're going to land nearer to it. Oh, yeah. There's KSC-2. Base boss. Tracking dish. Oh, you can open tracking stations. Okay. Yeah. Oh, the tracking stations have all disappeared. No, there we go. Base boss confuses me. It controls what you see on the map and what you don't see. Let's have a look. Actually, let's have a look at base boss. Tracking stations. Show tracking stations. Okay, there's all the closed stuff. We only want the open stuff. Tracking stations. Where are you? It's not showing them. Okay, it was showing the tracking stations a minute ago. And now it isn't showing the tracking stations. Huh? Okay, never mind. I don't know what the tracking stations do. Don't know if you pay for them or what, but... Okay, but anyway, there's KSC-2. So we might actually be landing nearer to KSC-2 than the KSC. Yeah, hopefully Tape doesn't get too pissed off by that. But we will still be recovered by KSC-2. No, we'll still be recovered by KSC, just, oh hello, we're heating up quite a lot actually. Let's, that's just a nose cone. Is it worth slowing ourselves down now? Oh, we should have equipped a heat shield really, but I don't think I could afford it. We'll slow ourselves down now. Give us a solid kick, there we go. That might have been a waste, but, I think it's a good idea. Yeah. Definitely a good idea. Let's hope this capsule doesn't heat up too much. Here we go. Close base boss. It's annoying me. There we go. Oh, also we've got Kerbal alarm clock, which means I've got all my transfer windows open, and if I ever need to use it for approaches and stuff, it should be fine. Now, I think we can re-enter without a heat shield here. but it has been a while. I'm pretty sure from low curb in orbit you don't need a heat shield. Saying that, we are heating up quite a lot. Oh dear. I'm worried now. I should have put these on the right way round as well. But no, I think we're okay. No, I think we're okay actually. No, we're fine. We're fine. So yeah, we've already used these, which might have been a waste. Saying that, no, we're slowing down quite a lot. So yeah, once we get below 11 kilometers, no, I think we'll be fine. Where are we landing? Oh yeah, we really are landing in the middle of nowhere near KSC 2, now I think about it. 11 kilometers, we need to test these, as long as we are below 120 meters per second, which we are not. Let's deploy this one, which will slow us down, hopefully. Come on, we're almost at 7 kilometers. No, we didn't get to test it. Okay, never matter. Never matter. At least we get to use these, which means we'll have a nice soft touchdown. So we didn't complete that contract, but we did get into orbit, and I think we can test that. We can test those parachutes on a plane. Yeah, we've got 3 planes to launch, so I think it'll be a good idea to do that. And there we go, all the parachutes you could ever need, Valentina. So it's kind of pointless having these, which means we could have done it with a little more leeway, but we still did it. We still got into orbit, which is awesome. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool.